Happy Hump Day. Coming off a nice 2-0 sweep, and we have a huge slate today. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more NBA and breaking news. We had two winners, but not just that, they were both sweat-free. What a shocker. Just a little refreshing change of pace I wanted to give you guys. But anyways, we're going to go over the recap in just a little bit. If you were watching this video before the 6:10 a.m. Eastern MLB game between the Dodgers and the Cubs, go check out that best bets video. And if you want to support us even after the game, feel free to go check it out. I'm hoping to get another winner and start out 2-0 in the MLB. But before we get anything, you guys know Outlier. Any graphics you see on this video or future videos are from that app. It's the best betting research tool on the market today. And all you got to do is click the link below. You get a 7-day free trial. You got nothing to lose. You're going to see it all MLB season, all NBA season. I use it during NFL as well. It is awesome. So that's what we got. Let's get right into it. I got another dad joke. So here we go. Most people don't realize that Argentina is so cold. It's bordering on Chile. That joke went south quick. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday, a nice 2-0 day, and then we're going to talk injury report, and then defenses versus the small forward position like we do every Wednesday, and then, of course, the G's of threes, and then we'll give you our best bets and finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers. And also go click that Discord link in the description below. Completely free to join. We got over 4,500 people in it. Get a lot of winners given away every single day. So that's what we got for the intro. Let's get into it. And that means it's recap time. There it is, a nice tidy 2-0 day. Hornets team total under 114.5. They came out like gangbusters, shooting the ball well. It got a little sweaty in the first half, which isn't really sweaty to me, but 57 points in the first half. And then they turn into the Hornets and just couldn't make a shot, couldn't do anything, turn the ball over, and they go over. They barely got over 100. Kyle Kuzma under 8.5 rebounds plus assists. Never a drop of sweat on my face for this one. He had zero or one at halftime, something like that. He ended with 2 rebounds and 2 assists for a nice winner there. So there it is, 2-0 again, only 2 half-unit plays. There's some days I wish I just went for it and made more one-unit plays. But either way, overall record 265 and 217, up 24.6 units. And under player props are now 74 and 48 on the season. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's take a look at the injury report. All right, here is the beautiful or ugly injury report for Wednesday, March 19th. Here we go. Mavericks, Pacers. Halliburton's been questionable a lot and hasn't been playing lately, and Siakam is also questionable. And then Dallas is just everyone. They're just trying to field the team at this point. Rockets, Magic, Amen Thompson out. Cole Anthony is questionable. Pistons at Heat, Andrew Wiggins is questionable. And then Pelicans, T-Wolves. If you don't know, Trey Murphy is out for the season now. Just another blow to New Orleans. Not that it matters at this point. Knicks at Spurs. Jalen Brunson still out. And Mitchell Robinson is questionable. Sixers, Thunder, SGA, J. Will, and Dort are all out. Hartenstein and Cason Wallace are questionable. They may be punting this game. And then Philly, I give up. I have no idea. They're the whole team, I guess. Wizards at Jazz. Middleton is out. Jordan Poole doubtful. Kaishan George questionable. Marcus Smart out. Kessler and Collins for the Jazz are both out. Nuggets and Lakers, quite a bit of good ones. Murray, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Christian Braun are all questionable. 4 of the 5 starting 5 right there. So Luka probable, LeBron and Rui are still out. So that's page 1. Now check out page 2. Cavs and Kings is just Sabonis. He's out again after hurting himself. Bulls at Suns. We got Beal and Grayson Allen both out. Josh Giddey questionable. Lonzo Ball is out. And then Grizzlies Blazers. John Morant will be out this game. Aldama and Pippen are questionable. Kamara questionable. Grant is doubtful. And then we only have one team on a back-to-back. That is the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then, of course, I want to give you the record. They are 7-6 ATS on 0 days rest this season. So, again, hopefully this kind of helps you out. Just a one-stop shop so you see all these before you make your bets for the day. But that's what we got for the injury report. Now let's talk the small forward position. All right, we start out with the defenses giving up the most points to the small forward position. Again, any team or player that's in green just means they're playing today. We got some matchups here. The Pelicans giving up the most points in the league to small forwards in the last 30 days, 27 points. They are facing Jaden McDaniels of the T-Wolves, averaging 17.7. And then the Grizzlies facing Denny Avdia, 19.3 points per game. Cavaliers facing DeMar DeRozan. How about averaging 23.3 points, while the Cavs are giving up 23.9. So That's what we got for the matchups. For the points, take a screenshot. Now let's head over to the rebounds, and we only got one matchup here. Nobody's even giving up 10 except for the Jazz. They're giving up 11.4 rebounds per game to small forward, facing Kaishan George, who's averaging 5.1 rebounds per game. And then there's all the rest of the teams and players that are playing today, with Josh Hart leading the way at 10.4 rebounds per game. So that's what we got for the rebounds. Now let's talk about the assists. All right, we got two matchups for the assists. We got the Jazz facing Kaishan George yet again, and then the Cavs giving up 4.7 assists per game. DeMar DeRozan averaging 5.8 per game in the last 30 days. So that's what we got for all the over matchups. Now let's take a look at the toughest matchups, and we got the Magic leading the way, giving up only 17.1 points per game to the small forward position. They also give up the fourth fewest assists, as you see there. Rockets giving up the fewest assists at 6.2. And then there's all the rest of the teams, and all the ones in green are playing today. So that's what we got for the small forward position. And now it's time for the G's of threes. All right, here we go. Let's talk the hottest three-point shooters in the last 8 games. You have to have taken 40 or more three-point attempts and shoot 40% or better from downtown. And all the players in green, again, are the ones playing today, just to kind of help you out, with Anthony Simons leading the way up there. Dante DiVincenzo, nice 45.8%, starting to come on for the T-Wolves. Even Dunkin' Donuts Robinson comes in here at 42.4%. And then Zach LaVine, unbelievable. One of the best shooters in the league from downtown lately. 28 for 52, 52.8%. And even Kevin Durant, that's right, the aging veteran, 52.2% down there. And then there's all the rest of them. Andrew Neesmith, 44.4%. Anybody who played less than 8 games, you can see a note next to their name as well. Now, on the right side, you can see the defense is giving up the highest three-point percentage in the last 8 games to their opponents, just to kind of help you out with some matchups, as we see the Kings giving up 44.1%. That is no bueno. But anyways, that's page 1. Now let's check out page 2. How about Sensabaugh for the Jazz, huh? 53.3%, 24 for 45. That is not too shabby at all. And then we got Sam Merrill also playing today, shooting 48.8%. And Desmond Bane also stroking it pretty well, too. 22 for 45 for 48.9%. So that's what we got for all the shooters. Hopefully that helps you get some winners as well. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Heat hosts the Detroit Pistons. Detroit -5. Total in this one, 217.5. I'm taking the spread. Give me the Pistons -5 at -112 on FanDuel. This is a half unit play, as most of my spread picks are. But we have two teams here that are heading in opposite directions. The Miami Heat have been absolutely awful lately. Let's talk the last 10 games. Pistons, 4th best net rating in the NBA. Heat have the 5th worst net rating. I mean, they are terrible. Also, Pistons, number 1 defensive rating in the NBA. They are tough to score on right now. Now, in the last 10, Pistons are just 5-5. But again, 4 of those 5 losses were to OKC, Denver, the Clippers, the Warriors. So some actual decent teams. The Heat in the last 10, how about 1-9? In case you don't know, they are on an 8-game losing streak, losing by an average of 12 points per game on this current 8-game losing streak. Even lost to the Hornets and the Bulls, both at home. Lost last 4 games by an average of 20.5 points per game. It's been so ugly. They've actually lost 6 straight against the spread. They're averaging the fewest points per game in the NBA, also in the last 10 games. That's right. No team has scored less than them. 102.1 points per game. That is insane, considering some franchises are playing with all third stringers right now. So this franchise is just a mess. They've been unhappy since the Jimmy Butler incident, and they're going downhill quick. So we have the number 1 NBA defense in the last 10 games, according to defensive rating, versus the lowest scoring team in the NBA the last 10 games. So Heat team total under, obviously in play here as well. I like a nice bounce back here for Detroit. So give me the Pistons -5 as my first best bet. All right, before you fast forward, hear me out. We are heading out to Salt Lake City, where the Jazz hosts the Washington Wizards. Jazz -4.5. Total in this one is 234.5. I got a player prop. I have an over. Give me flipper. Kyle Filipowski over 22.5 points plus rebounds, -110 on Bet365. This is a 1-unit play for me here. Am I an idiot for betting a player prop in a Wizards Jazz game late in the year? Absolutely. But this is one guy that I like and has seen consistent minutes so far. So let's dive into Outlier and check this out in more detail. So we're going to start with 2024, and we already have up there that this is without John Collins and Walker Kessler, because they're both going to be out. That's key here. So he's over in 5 of the last 10 games. So if you just look at that, you think, okay, it's okay, but you know what? He's over in 5 straight. And why is that? I'm glad you asked. Let's scroll down. It's all about the minutes, guys. The minutes have finally gone up. They are letting this rookie develop. They want to see him play. The other games where he's playing 18, 23 minutes, that doesn't really matter to me because his minutes are so much higher. So now let's just analyze these last 5 games without Walker Kessler, without John Collins, with these big minutes. So we just go to last 5 here, and then we scroll down and we can see obviously he's over in 5 straight, like we just talked about. But not just that, guys, he's averaging 30.2 PRs per game. Not too bad. By the way, just in case you didn't know, we only need 23 here. So one of these 5 overs was also against the Wizards, right there in the middle. 36 PRs, absolutely crushed them. So let's scroll down and look at some more numbers in this one. And then we're going to start with the minutes. So he's averaging 31.3 minutes per game now in this situation. So you love to see that. Averaging 13.4 field goal attempts per game, averaging a huge 18.4 rebound chances per game. And he had the most he's had this year, I believe, versus this Wizards team. As you can see, 21 rebound chances. And he's a good three-point shooter. If you don't know, he's shooting a solid 54% from deep, averaging around 5 attempts per game as well. So now if we check over at the matchup, we know the Wizards are about as elite as it gets for a matchup for centers, really for anybody. But they're ranked 29th and 30th overall. And then if we just look at the last 30 days, they've given up the second most points and the fourth most rebounds to the center position. It has been bad all season long. It's been bad lately. And now you might say, well, you know what? Lauri Markkanen is playing. And that's true. But first of all, that's not going to cut into his minutes. They don't play the same position. But Kessler just playing with Lauri Markkanen just played 33 minutes. He had 29 PRs in that game just recently. So I'm not too worried about it. Markkanen isn't some guy this year that's coming in shooting 25 times and all that kind of stuff. So give me Flipper over 22.5 PRs as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Oklahoma City, where the Thunder hosts the Philadelphia 76ers. Thunder minus 10 total. This one 230.5. I got a half unit play here. Give me Quentin Grimes over 3.5 assists at minus 115 on ESPN Bet. So if you don't know, Grimes has been quite the story in the NBA, that's for sure. Scoring a ton, playing huge minutes. He's now coming off a 46-point game against the Rockets. Absolutely wild. But all I care about is the assists in this one. So let's talk the last 9 games when he's really been amping up the minutes and everything. He's averaging 4.5 assists per game on 10 potential assists. Yes, if we get 10 potential assists, you got to take this every time. Just needing 4 out of 10, those are pretty good numbers. He has 7 plus assists, 7 plus potential assists in all 9 games. 8 plus in 8 of the last 9. So the chances or the volume is there and the usage and everything when it comes to potentials. But the minutes also, he's averaging an insane 34 minutes per game the last 9. I fully expect at least 32, 33 minutes in this one for him. He's also capable of playing close to 40 minutes in a competitive game. But we talked to matchup. OKC, we know they're a really tough defense, not an easy matchup. But they're not going to have Lou Dort. They're not going to have SGA. They're not going to have Jay Will. Cason Wallace might be out. Isaiah Hartenstein might be out. There's not really numbers to determine how well they're going to be when you have a bunch of backups. Again, their backups can play basketball. You're still going to have Caruso and these guys, Aaron Wiggins and all that. But the last 30 days overall, their average for assists allowed to both point guards and shooting guards. I mentioned both because Quentin Grimes will play like a point guard with the pick and roll and all that, and he'll also play spot up. He'll do all the things he needs to do. But for me, this is about a guy getting over 30 minutes per game, playing absolutely just huge minutes along with that usage, having the ball in his hands a ton, a lot of potential assists. Like I mentioned, again, if we're going to get 9, 10, 11 potential assists, you got to take this 3.5 number. So I got to bite. Obviously, the biggest worry here is the blowout. But like I said, maybe they can keep it competitive just for a little while at least, just because they have all their starters out. But Philly also doesn't have much else. I mean, even if they blow them out, I still expect them to get at least near 30 minutes in this one. It's not like they have just a ton of bodies on their bench or anything that they want to play. So let's get grimy and take the over 3.5 assists. That is my third and final best bet on the video. Now we'll have more added plays in the morning in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. So before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The Pistons -5 from -112 for a half unit. The Flipper man, Kyle Filipowski, over 22.5 points plus rebounds, -110 for 1 unit. And then Grimy, over 3.5 dimes, -115 for a half unit. There is a ton of games, a lot of injury news, so I want to make sure, I don't make too many bets the night before. But those are my 3 best ones so far. I will have added plays in the morning. Be sure to check those out. But thank you guys for watching, as always. For those that are going to be up early in the morning watching that MLB game, hope you guys enjoy, win your bets and all that. But hope you have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.